See where we're at. It's coming. Boom. There you are. All right, folks. Welcome to the Mañana morning check-in. I'm on time today, and I am Kurt Van Anen, your host of the Mañana morning check-in and everything online that is Mañana. Just had a great session with Giver Marketing folks. I've pushed them out to you guys a ton. So if you haven't already and you get the chance, jump into Facebook, look up the Giver Marketing private group, and check those guys out. I mean, seriously, if you have a business, if you're in marketing, if you're doing things online, you want exposure in your LinkedIn, the training that they give, the information that they share is a great first step, right? Pardon me. Ooh. And if you're already in that space and you want to identify with others in that space and kind of have a community and a camaraderie, that's a good solution too. So whether you're looking for a service provider or you're looking for a power partner to help you grow your own thing, the folks at Giver Marketing could be what you're looking for to put things together. So just had another good Tuesday session with them. Today's focus was on LinkedIn and LinkedIn networking and all those things. And it makes me realize I really got to jump back in there and I got to, start working a little bit more on following through with some meetings and getting to know some of my newer connections. I think it's super, super important to be able to get to know the people that you're connected to, to have a name on a list and go, oh, well, I've got, 10,000 connections. Yeah, that's cool. You got 10,000 connections, but how many of them do you know? How many of them have you spoken to? How many of them, know you? And let's face facts. If people don't know you, you're not going to get referrals from them, right? Now, pardon me, but I notice the more I talk, the more that this really bothers me. So I got to fix that. Had a dog jump into my face last night and split my lip. So it was a pretty good one. That gave me a little bit of a headache even. But back to the point, that feels better already. All right. If people don't know you, how are they going to make referrals to you? And if people don't know what makes your heart sing, if people don't know what makes you, feel alive from the work that you do, how are they going to add value to you? And how are you going to add value to them? Right. So a name on your list is a name on your list, but someone you connect to is a whole different story. So I try to connect to everyone that I connect with on LinkedIn. Some people think it's crazy, right? But if I'm connected to 4,000 people, why haven't I had 4,000 conversations? And that can be daunting, right? But it's something, right? Like if you're going to be connected. And so there's that. So I'm working on that. The other thing was I added a complete functioning subdomain site to Mañana yesterday. And, there's just a sense of accomplishment. Now I feel exhausted today. Apparently it was a lot of brain power. But I saw a tool and I said, man, I want to add that tool to my site. And then, I looked at the pricing and it was on a limited sale, as these things do, right? It's on sale for so many days. It's a lifetime access instead of a month by month. I looked up their month by month pricing. I was like, well, I wouldn't pay that. Right. So I said, well, if I do this one-time deal, what's it going to look like? How's it going to work? And so I added the tool, I formatted it, took care of the design, the colors, the logos, I white labeled the whole thing, built it in. And what's really cool about this is I look at some of the companies that I'm beginning to work with. I look at some of the projects I'm beginning to do. Just signed on yesterday with another company to help them build the framework for their new learning system for their community, right? And so as you add these types of projects to your portfolio, things can get confusing or disorganized quickly. And if you know me, I like organization. So what I did was I added this tool to the front end of my website. And so what I can do is when you and I decide that we're going to work together, boom, I build out the project. I put the project in, estimated time to completion, estimated costs. I can do proposals. I can do estimates. It can send out invoicing. It can collect on the invoicing. It can track all of the tasks inside the project. It can assign tasks to other team members. I can bring in team members and, manage and run them through the project, track their time, their billing, and keep everything consolidated all within the Mañana framework. And I've said this for a long time. People ask me, they say, and there's nothing against these products, by the way. Kajabi, great product, doesn't fit my use case, right? ClickFunnels, great product. Russell Brunson's awesome, but it doesn't fit my use case. Okay. So for my use case, I'm like, people talk about MailChimp and ConvertKit and ActiveCampaign and all of these things. And for me, I wanted to have stuff that worked within my site. Like I want everything connected to my site so that when I go to do business with my people, all my tools are right there. So if I want to build, a funnel, I don't go to ClickFunnels. I go to the tool inside the Mañana website and I build that. If I want to launch a course, like I just launched a course this week on journaling, right? So that course on journaling that is now part of the Mañana Academy is in the Mañana website. This whole project tracking, billing, all the stuff, all this e-commerce stuff that's happening in the back end of my website is in my website, right? And so I'm not sending people out to, hey, go to this PayPal link, go to this Stripe link, go over here to Dropbox and load your files, go over here and put this in my OneDrive. I'm going to send you a WeTransfer link and you can download your files there. No, I can do all of that through the Mañana site. And so I look at this and I go, man, I got a lot of stuff going on with this Mañana site, right? And that's true. I do have a lot of stuff going on in the Mañana site, but it works and it works well. And it's been a real blessing to be able to put all that stuff together, right? And as I do these types of sites and do these types of projects for others, I just get that much more efficient at it, right? I keep building that repertoire up of what can be done or what can be managed inside a WordPress environment. And, I think back 15 years ago when I was building sites in HTML, I avoided WordPress. I thought, man, this is so confusing. It's so hard. I don't understand it. What's all the stuff in the back end? I don't see the front end. I don't, it was a little nerve wracking. And now I look at where I'm at, right? I look at things like, the A Dwelling website, the guys that did the custom homes in New Mexico when I built their site, right? That was one of the, that was one of my earlier WordPress experiments. God, if they're watching this and they hear me call their site an experiment, they might get upset. But there's that, right? There's I looked at like Tio Frank's chili. That was a WordPress experiment, right? Cindy's Healthy Salsa, all those smaller companies in New Mexico where I was really starting to turn the corner and get into the WordPress environment. I saw that began to take shape, and it got those companies launched. It got them a platform to do what they needed to do. Now, it's 15 years later, and I look at how the technology's advanced and all the different tools and plugins that are available and all the different things we can do. And I'm like, holy crud, how amazing is this? And you know what? I don't know what the future holds with COVID and shutdowns and, state governments and counties and cities and travel, international travel. I have no idea what any of that looks like. And I'm trying not to burden myself with this. But here's where I'm at now. I'm like, if I can do all this for all these people and give them a viable way to move their product and their message online, I can work from anywhere as long as I'm connected to the internet. So I think there's some freedom in this, and I'm up for showing other people how to do it. I'm up for growing this team. As I've put on here before, I'm already hiring people to help sell spaces for the Power Sports Academy. So if you're in the power sports industry and you're like, man, I'd like to add something to my line card and make, a few $1,000s here, there, and the other place, reach out to me, man. We might be able to put this together and add you to the Power Sports Academy team. Other than that, we're just moving and shaking. I hope that you're having a great day. I hope it's just awesome for you. This is Tuesday. It is April 13th, and we are off and rocking. Folks, I love you. Have a good one. Stay focused. Stay positive. And when you struggle against that positive, feeling, I've brought this out before and I say it all the time, but man, if you got into journaling and you could really help focus yourself on some positives, I think